We will continue with chapter number 5 of chapter number 5 of Maths 2, which is coordinate geometry. We will look at the applications of section formula. We will need textbooks, we will need our notebooks, we will need pens to write in the notebooks, and we will need our pencils to annotate on the textbooks. These are the three main points of the chapter: distance formula, section formula, and slope of line. We have completed distance formula. We have seen how the formula is derived. We have seen how it can be used in direct questions about distance between 2 points, and we have also seen how it can be used to calculate other things, not directly distance between 2 points. What we are studying now, we started it in the last class, is the section formula, which is about a point which divides a given line segment in a particular ratio. In the last class, we saw how to find the coordinates of a point which divides a line segment in a particular ratio. And we also saw how, if the ratio is not given, but the coordinates are given, how we can find the ratio in which the point divides the line segment. Okay. After we finish, today we will finish section formula. So in the next class, we will start slope of line, which will be completely new. We haven't talked about it before. So this is what we have studied already: distance formula and section formula. Just to remind you quickly, we said distance formula is helps us find out the distance between two given points. So if the points are x1 and y1 and x2, y2, then the distance between them can be calculated as x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square root of. This is the distance. Remember, here we said that we can change the order of x2 and x1. So instead of writing x2 minus x1, we can also write x1 minus x2. And instead of writing y2 minus y1, we can also write y1 minus y2. Also, we can change the order of the entire term. So we can write first y2 minus y1, and then we can write x2 minus x1, because first of all, the operation between the two terms is an addition operation, and in the addition operation, the order of the operands doesn't the order of the arguments does not make a difference. Similarly, we can change the sequence of the arguments within the term, because we have a square here. When we have a square, even if we change the sequence of the arguments, because we are squaring, we will end up with a positive number only. Remember this. So the same formula can be written in 4 different ways. Either you understand 4 different ways, or you remember one particular way. Then in last class, we understood that if there is a line segment joining the points x1, y1 and x2, y2, which is divided by a point xy in the ratio m is to n, then we can find out the values of x and y. That is, we can find the coordinates of the point which is dividing the line segment with the formula x equals to mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n, and y equals to my2 plus ny1 divided by m plus n. The reason I'm telling you this once again is, first of all, to remind you what we have studied, and second of all, to impress upon you that although the order of the arguments doesn't matter in the distance formula, the order of the arguments or the matching of the arguments do matter in case of section formula. Some of you are getting this wrong. What I have seen in some of the answers, when you are trying to answer, the very common mistake that you are doing is you are multiplying m with x1 instead of multiplying m with x2. M comes first, so we have a tendency to combine m with x1, but that is not the formula. It is mx2 and nx1. Be careful. My2 and ny1. Another mistake or another confusion that I have observed when I see what you have done is you are confused. What is the formula for x and what is the formula of y? So some people are writing this equals to y. It is not. When we are using x, so that it is formula for x. Similarly, when we are using y, it is the formula for y. This is how we can remember easily. Mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n, my2 plus n by 1 divided by m plus n. Very simple question. First one is calculate the distance between 0.44 and origin. Second one is find the coordinates of the point that divides the line segment joining 3, 3 and minus 3, 3 in the ratio 1:1. Solve it in the notebook, take a picture, send it to me on WhatsApp. I'm solving the questions for you, for all of you on the screen. Pay attention. First question was, we had to find the distance between 2 points. One point was 4, 4 and the other point was origin. So first thing that you need to know that origin can be represented, the coordinates of origin are 0, 0. We need to know this. So now we know x1, y1, x2, y2. So to find the distance between them, we can use the formula. And what will be easy for me if I write 4 minus 0 whole square plus 4 minus 0 whole square. So 4 minus 0 whole square is 4 square. 4 minus 0 square is 4 square, which is 2 into 4 square. So 1 4 comes out, 4 root 2. There is another way to solve the same question using the direct formula, where we said we can find the distance between a point and the origin using the simpler formula. Suppose we will call this point as x, comma y. So the formula becomes this square root of x square plus y square. So using this formula, our answer becomes x is 4 square plus y is also 4. Once again, it is 2 into 4 square, so 4 root 2. So whether you use the general formula or use the special formula, the answer remains same because they are the same points. The distance between them will remain same. In the second question, we were trying to find out the section, right? The coordinates of a point which divides the line segment joining 3, 3 and minus 3, minus 3, right? Which divides these lines in the ratio at 1:1. So this is x1, this is y1, this is x2, this is y2, this is m, and this is n. So if we have to find that point, we can say let that point be x, y. So using the section formula, we can say x equals to mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n. That means 1 into minus 3. 1 into minus 3 plus 1 into 3 by 1 plus 1. This is minus 3 plus 3 by 2. 0 by 2. 2 zeros are 0. 0 divided by anything is 0. Y equals to my2 plus ny1 by m plus n. So again, it will be 1 into minus 3 plus 1 into 3 by 1 plus 1. This is minus 3 plus 3 by 2. 0 by 2 equals to 0. So the point that we are looking for is 0, 0. That means it is the point which we know as origin. So origin is the point which will divide this line segment joining 3, 3 and minus 3, minus 3 in the ratio 1:1. If we draw a diagram and understand what we are talking about, 3, minus 3, 3 will be somewhere here. Minus 3, minus 3 will be here. This is the line segment we are talking about, right? And at the center, we will have the origin, which will divide the line segment in the ratio 1:1. This is what we are going to study today. Applications of section formula. We know what the section formula is. Using section formula, we can find out the coordinates of a point which divides a given line segment in a given ratio. We will use that section formula to understand how we can find the midpoint of a line segment, how we can find the centroid of a triangle, how we can find the points that divide a line segment in multiple equal parts. Finally, we will see how we can find the coordinates of a point which divides a line segment externally. These are the 4 things we are going to cover. So we need all of you to be alert and fast. First, the midpoint. Quickly tell me, what is a midpoint? And here we are talking about midpoint of a line segment. What is a midpoint? How else can we explain this? What other word can we use? Speak or type. When we say midpoint of a line segment, what do we mean? Students are giving the same answer, right? Midpoint means the point that is exactly at the center, which is exactly at the middle of a line segment. The point that divides a line segment into equal parts, not in any ratio, but in equal parts. The ratio will be 1:1. So graphically speaking, this is how a midpoint may look like. If AB is a line segment, then point P will be called a midpoint if this distance AP is equal to this distance BP. This is the meaning of midpoint. It is the exact center, exact middle point, nowhere else. And midpoint formula helps us find out where this point will be. That means what is X, what is Y, if X1, Y1, X2, Y2 are given. And we can find this formula from the section formula. We know from the section formula that if there is a point P with the coordinates x and y that divides the line segment joining x1, y1 and x2, y2 in the ratio m is to n. Then x can be found out by this formula and y can be found out by the formula on the right hand side. What is happening in this case is this is a case of section formula only, but it is a special case. The special case is here m equals to n. M equals to n because the distance AP is equal to the distance BP. We can call it 1:1, we can call it 2:2, we can call it 99:99, all are same, 1:1. So if this happens, then what happens to the formula? Let us see quickly. If we imagine m and n are same, not imagine, here m is equal to m, so we can let mx2 remain as mx2, but in place of nx1 we can write mx1 because m is equal to m. Now in the numerator, the two terms mx2 and mx1, m is common, so we can transform the numerator like this, and you can see if you do this multiplication you will get this. Similarly, the denominator transforms into this. And then m plus m, 2 chocolates, is 2m. Now we have a factor m in the numerator, we have a factor m in the denominator, m divided by m is 1. So what is left is x1 plus x2 by 2. X. Same thing happens in the formula for y. Same transformation. M in place of n, m in place of n, m common, 2 m's are added, cancel. So the formula are this: x equals to x1 plus x2 divided by 2 and y equals to y1 plus y2 by 2. That is it. Let's try solve this question together. This is example number 2 on page number somewhere. Let me figure out where it is. On page number 111 of the textbook, page number 111. It says find the coordinates of point P if P is the midpoint. P is the midpoint of a line segment AB. And what are the coordinates of A? -4, 2. So this is x1, this is y1. And coordinates of B are x6, 2. This is x2, this is y2. We have to find the coordinates of P. That means we have to find x and y. We know x can be found out by the formula x equals to x1 plus x2 by 2. Y can be found out with the formula y1 by 2 by 2. Tell me what is x1?
-4.
-4 is correct. What is x2?
6.
Divided by 2. -4 plus 6 is 2 by 2 equals to 1. 2 by 2 means 2 divided by 2. Now y. How much is y1?
2
Correct. And how much is y2?
plus 2.
Very good. Divided by 2. So 2 plus 2 is 4 divided by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So we have found out x and y. That means now we can say that the coordinates of P are 1, 2. This is how simple the question is. Be careful though that we need to know our integers. We need to know our division to complete the answers. Try this question on your own. In the notebook, write the complete answer. Then share the answer with me on Zoom. Find the coordinates of midpoint of a segment joining points 22, 20 and 0, 60. Do it on your own. Of course, you will identify x1, y1, x2, y2. Then you will find out x and y. If I solve it for all of you on the screen, as I said, first we need to identify x1, x2, y1, y2. Let's do that first, writing it quickly. X1 is 22, y1 is 20, x2 is 0, y2 is 60. We have to find x and y. We have to find the coordinates of midpoint x and y. We can say let it be x comma y. So now x will be equal to x1 plus x2 by 2. So x1 is 22, x2 is 0 by 2, 22 by 2 means 22 divided by 2. Ankit, 22 divided by 2 is 11. We divide 22 by 2, not 2 by 22. It is 22 divided by 2. Similarly, when we calculate y, it will be y1 plus y2 by 2. y1 is 20, y2 is 16 divided by 2. 20 plus 16 is 36 divided by 2. 36 divided by 2 equals to 18. Thirty-six divided by 2 is 18. Right? Khadija, check your answer. Why you got 13? You should have got 18 only. So the coordinates of the midpoint are 11, 18. This is how we will write the answer. Now, some of you are still struggling with division. So if you are struggling with division, first of all, we should try to understand how to divide and divide. But if you are struggling with division, we are doubtful, then we can. This is a good answer. These are the best answers. But if you are struggling, then yes, you can leave it at this. You will not get full marks, but you will not get 0 also. You will get almost all the marks. 22 divided by 2 is 11. 36 divided by 2 is 18. Now, this next question is more interesting. This is also related to what we have studied till now. It is more interesting because it is not a direct question. It's a little bit of thinking question. It says point P, this is question number 4 of practice set 5.2. Point P is the center of a circle and AB is a diameter. We need to know what a circle is. We need to know what a diameter is. And then it says find the coordinates of point B. If coordinates of point A and P are 2, -3 and -2, 0 respectively. For all such questions, we should always draw at least a rough diagram. We should always draw a rough diagram. As clean as possible. So it's very easy for me to draw on the screen. A lot of things are already ready-made for me. So if this is a circle, then the diameter will be the longest chord which will pass through the center. AB is a diameter. So let us say that this point is A and this point is B. P is the center. This point is P. Coordinates of A and B are given. A is 2, -3. P is -2, 0. Question is, what are the coordinates of B? And I'm telling you, we already know how to find this. Tell me what formula will be used and why. What Chanda is saying, that in a circle, the radius is constant. In a circle, the radius is constant. That means PA is equal to PB. And we know when PA is equal to PB, then P is the midpoint of AB. And from here, we can say that we will use the midpoint formula. We will use the midpoint formula. Now let us see what is there with us and what is not there with us. So we can say that this is x1, this is y1. We have to find x2 and y2. What we have is x comma y. So now we have to use the same midpoint formula, but some other things are given, some other things we need to find out. We need to be careful about that. Now the midpoint formula says x equals to x1 plus x2 by 2. Be careful. What is x here? Here x is minus 2, which is equal to 2. We don't know what x2 is, by 2. Similarly, y can be calculated as y1 plus y2 by 2. Be careful. What is y? Y is 0. So 0 equals to our y1 is minus 3. Y2 we have to find out, divided by 2. Now if we solve these equations, which are linear equations in one variable, we will be able to find the values. Find and tell me what the answers will be. If we try solve the simple linear equations in one variable, for x2, we can take this 2 to the left hand side. So 2 into minus 2 will be minus 4 equals to 2 plus x2. We have to find x2, so we can just move x2 from the right hand side to the left hand side, and we can write x2 equals to minus 4 minus 2 equals to minus 6. Similarly, when we solve for y2, 2 into 0 will be 0 equals to minus 3 plus y2. And when we take minus 3 to the right hand side, left hand side, y2 equals to 0 plus 3, which is 3. So the coordinates of B are minus 6, comma 3. Second topic for today is centroid. Yeah. Centroid is a very important point of the triangle. Scientifically, it is very important because centroid is where the entire mass of the triangle is concentrated. That is why it is represented by the letter G. It is the center of mass. It is the center of gravity. I tell you every time we come across centroid that if we want to balance a triangle on our finger, then this is the point we will have to balance it on. And how do we find this point? This point is the point of concurrence of all the medians of a triangle. What is a median? Median is a line which joins the vertex to the midpoint of the opposite side. That means this is what is happening. When we draw the three medians, we will have a triangle. We will find the midpoint by bisecting the sides of the, we can find the midpoint of the sides by bisecting the sides. Then when we join the midpoints with the opposite vertex, then all the three, these are called medians, all the three medians will be intersecting at one point. That point is called the median. It is represented by the alphabet G. Last year we studied, and this year we have used this property that the centroid, the point G, divides every median in the same ratio, and that ratio is 2:1. The side of the median which is on the side of the vertex, so in this case AG, divided by the side of the median which is on the side wala side, opposite side, in this case it is GD. It is in the ratio 2:1. Now, using this information, when we combine this information with what we studied just now for midpoint, we can find out If we know the coordinates of the three vertices of a triangle, x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, then we can find the coordinates of the centroid of the triangle. It's an important point of the triangle, so we are trying to find out. Now, again, remember, D is the midpoint. Using the midpoint formula, we can say the coordinate of point D, right? We should not call it, let us call it xd and yd. नहीं तो confuse हो जाएंगे. The coordinates of point D can be calculated by this very simple midpoint formula. x2 plus x3 by 2, y2 plus y3 by 2. This is first step. In the second step, look at the line segment AD. AD is a line segment in which the point G is dividing it in the ratio 2:1. Now we can apply the section formula. Our M is 2, our N is 1, M, N, M, N. Then we need x2 and x1. x2 is this coordinate, x1 is this coordinate. So we have substituted the values and then we have simplified. So x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3. Similarly, y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. So the main formulae are this and this. Let's try this question from practice set 5.2. Question number 7, part 1. Find the centroid of the triangle whose vertices are given below. So these are the coordinates of the vertices. So very clearly, we can say this is x1, this is y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. Also, it doesn't matter which is 1, which is 2, which is 3. Because end of the day, we have to only add them. We have to find the coordinates of the centroid. So we will find the x coordinate as x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3. Tell me what is x1? I think it is
minus 7.
Minus 7.
Then
2. 8.
by 3. Minus 7. Okay, 8 plus 2 is 10. 10 minus 7 is 3. So 3 by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Similarly, y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3.
6
Very good, thank you.
plus minus 2
Minus 2
plus 5
plus 5. Very good, correct.
upon 3.
Yes. So 6 plus 5 is 11. Plus into minus is minus 2 by 3. 11 minus 2 is 9 by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. So the coordinates of the centroid are 1, 3. How easy? Solve this on your own. This is part 2 of question number 7, practice set 5.2. 3 vertices of a triangle are given. You need to find the coordinates of its centroid. Very, very simple. This question also is very, very basic, very straightforward, no trick. So x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. We have to find the coordinates of the centroid. So x equals to x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3. So x1 is 3, x2 is 4, x3 is 11 divided by 3. 3 plus 4 is 7, 7 plus 11 is 18 by 3. 18 divided by 3 is 6. Ankit, be careful when you are dividing. Similarly, y is y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. All of you got this right, huh? Then for y1, we have minus 5. y2, we have 3. And y3, we have minus 4 by 3. Now you already know why you got wrong. Integers are not clear. Minus 5 plus 3 minus 4 by 3. Minus 5 plus 3 is minus 2 minus 4 by 3. Minus 2 minus 4 is minus 6 by 3. Minus 6 divided by 3 equals to minus 2. So the coordinates of the centroid are 6 comma minus 2. It is not 6 comma 2. It is also not 6 comma minus 6. Look at question number 8 of practice set 5.2. It says in triangle ABC, G minus 4 minus 7 is the centroid. So G is given. Two vertices are also given. A is minus 14 comma minus 19 and B is 3 comma 5. We have to find the coordinates of C. I will write certain things. I will ask you certain things. So clearly this is X, this is Y, X1, Y1, X2, Y2, and we have to find X3, Y3. Centroid is given, so we will use the centroid formula. So using the centroid formula, we can write X equals to X1 plus X2 plus X3 by 3 and Y equals to Y1 plus Y2 plus Y3 by 3. No change here. Now you help me write the second step. What will I write?
Minus 4
Minus 4
equals to minus 14
minus 14
plus 3
plus 3
plus x3.
plus x3 divided by 3. Now you see this has again become a linear equation in one variable. So we can solve it to find the value of x3. Similarly, help me write the second equation on the right hand side.
Minus 7
Minus 7 you are saying. Yes, correct. Equals to
minus 19
minus 19
plus 5
plus
plus
5
5
plus y3
plus y3 is correct, divided by 3. So this has also become a linear equation in one variable, which is y3. You solve, you will find out x3 and y3. जो भी आएगा वो आंसर होगा. Another question about centroid, which is question number 9 of practice set 5.2. It says A h comma minus 6, B 2 comma minus 2 comma 3, and C minus 6 comma k are coordinates of vertices of a triangle. Okay, good. This much we understand. Whose centroid is G 1 comma 5? Find h and k. Now once again, this should not be at all difficult. Very, very, very clearly, x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, x and y. Once again, we will have two equations, I think. Now you tell me from the beginning. If I write x equals to x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, what will it become? Start.
1
No. Is it 1? Yes, 1. Correct. 1 equals to
h
h
plus 2
plus 2.
minus 6
Okay. I'll write-
plus bracket minus 6
That's okay. That's okay.
upon 3.
And 3. Now let's write the other equation. Y equals to y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. You tell me what will be the next step.
5
5
Very good.
minus 6
Minus 6
plus 3 plus k.
very good, divided by 3. Thank you. So here also on the left hand side we have a linear equation in one variable. The variable is h. Solve to find h. On the right hand side, we have another linear equation in one variable where the variable is k, h and k. That is what we have to find out. Once we find out, we know what that's the answer. And we can also, in the question, इसमें पूछा नहीं है कि a का coordinates क्या है, ठीक से बताओ. Question ये भी पूछ सकता था. Tell us the correct coordinates. So once you find h, you will say, suppose h comes out to be 3. Then you will say coordinates of a are 3, -6. वो इसमें पूछा नहीं है. We only have to find the value of h, यहाँ से मिलेगा. And we only have to find the value of k, यहाँ से मिलेगा. Now we are moving towards the last part of the chapter, the last part of the content. And as usually it is the case in most of the math chapters, the more we progress in a chapter, the content, the rigor of the content increases, saves. That is what is going to happen here also. Okay? So the second last topic is multiple parts of a segment. What are we talking about? We are talking about a situation like this. Let us understand this by taking example number 4, which is on page number 114. Example number 4 on page number 114. Till now, what we have seen is there is a line segment and there is one point on it. That's it. The situation is now going to change. Now we have one line segment and multiple points on it. So there will be multiple parts of the line segment, not just 2 parts. What's the question? Find the coordinates of the points. See, not one point, points of trisection. Bisection means dividing it into 2 equal parts. Trisection will mean dividing something into 3 equal parts. Tri is 3. Of the segment joining points A 2, -2 and B -7, 4. So let us imagine a line segment joining A and B. Let me draw a straight line. Suppose A is here and B is here. Coordinates of A are 2, -2 and coordinates of B are -7, 4. If the question was about bisection, we would have found this point, but that is not the question. Now it says trisection, 3 equal parts. So just, I'm guessing, just for suppose these are the 2 points. We can say that P and Q trisect the line segment AB if and only if AP equals to PQ equals to BQ. If I write it like this, because let us show it like this. This is P, this is Q. AP equals to PQ equals to BQ. What we are trying to do now is find where exactly the point P will be. That means what will be the coordinates of this point and what will be the coordinates of this point. We can use A, B, C, D, whatever we want to use. Let us understand how we can use the same section formula to find the answer here also. If we divide a line segment into 2 equal parts, what do we say? What is the word that we use? 2 equal parts, a word starting with H. What is that word? Halves, right? HALF, half. And how do we write half using a fraction? How do we represent the value of half in a fraction? Very good, 1/2. Chanda, you have raised a hand. Do you have a question? Okay. Now, if I ask you, if something is divided into 3 equal parts, 3 equal parts, Now tell me, each part will be represented by what fraction? Very good. Very fast answers. 1 by 3. 1 by 3. 1 by 3. 1/3 हो गया ना? The basic concept of fraction. Right? So instead of trying to find P and Q with respect to AB and getting confused, let us simplify what is happening. Let us use section formula to understand where P is, what it is doing to AB, and where Q is, what it is doing to AB. If we try to do that, first let us look at AP, this part. And then compare it with this part. We have already said that this is 1 by 3. Look at the diagram on the screen and tell me what fraction will we use for PP, BP or PB? Very easy. Correct, it is 2 by 3. It is 2 by 3. So we can say that P is actually dividing the entire line segment in the ratio 1:2. 1 and 2. कैसे लाया मैंने फ्रैक्शन डिवीजन किया. कैसे? 1 by 3 एक पार्ट है, दूसरा पार्ट है 2 by 3. Is the maths clear? Simple है ना? So if we have to find the coordinates of P, we have x1, y1 as 2 minus 2. We have x2, y2 as the coordinates of point B, which are -7, 4. Those are x2, y2. And our m is 1 and our n is 2. Can we not find the formula, use the section formula and find the coordinates of P? X equals to mx2 plus nx1 divided by m plus n. Similarly, y. And instead of trying to understand 3 parts, let us try to understand the 2 parts. One part is this. Another part is this. Now you tell me what will be the first part in terms of fraction. Two by 3. And what will be the second part in terms of fraction? 1 by 3. Now if we do the same mathematics, 2 by 3 divided by 1 by 3, 2 by 3 into 3 by 1, 2 is to 1. So Q, we can say, is dividing the line segment AB in the ratio 2:1. So from P to Q, only one thing has changed. M and N, their values have interchanged. Otherwise, x1, y1, x2, y2 remain same. We have new values of m and n. Using those values, we can find the coordinates of Q using the section formula. Question number 10. Practice set 5.2. It says find the coordinates of the points of trisection of the line segment AB. This is very, very similar to what we just saw. Very similar. What is happening now? Once again, we have a straight line. And the coordinates of the endpoints are 2, 7 and -4, -8. If we imagine that the lines are being trisected at these points, P and Q, so 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Tell me what will be the ratio for P? We calculated it just now. Very good. 1:2. And what will be the ratio for Q? 2:1. Done. So we have x1, x2, y1, y2, m and n. We have to use the formula 2 times. Once for P and once for Q. That's it. Question 11. If A -14, -10 and B 6, -2 are given, find the coordinates of the points which divide the segment AB into 4 equal parts. Aha, interesting. Not 2, not 3, 4 equal parts. Why do we fear? We don't have any reason to fear because we know the basics of this question. What are the coordinates? What coordinates shall I write here? -14, -10. On the right hand side, I can write 6 -2. This is just a rough representation. The line can be slanted. We don't know yet. We will study later when we study slope of a line. Now we have to divide this line into 4 equal parts. So suppose this, and this. P, Q, and R. Tell me what will be the fraction for each of the equal parts. What will be the fraction for each of the equal parts? 1/4. 1/4. 1/4. 1/4. No. 1/4. Now we have to find the ratio for point P. So we are finding this ratio. What is the entire fraction for AP? It is very clear, Peter. No need to worry. You will understand if you solve it with me. 1/4. Now you tell me what is BP. What is the ratio for BP? 3/4. Now you tell me what ratio will we use for P? What ratio will we use for P? Chanda, you are telling me that you don't understand. Then you are the first person to answer this. You do understand. We are getting the 1 from here and we are getting the 3 from here. Tell me what will be the ratio for Q. Let's see who is the smart one here. What will be the ratio for Q? Chand is saying 2:3. Chanda is saying 3:1. No, both of you are wrong. For Q, look at the screen again. For Q, we are taking this. And then we are taking this. Now try again. What will be the ratio for AQ? What will be the ratio for AQ? Now all of you are getting it right. It will be 2:2. Can you not tell me a better answer? 2:2. 1:1. 1:1. It is the midpoint now, beta. We can say that this is 2/4. This is also 2/4. So we get 2:2. But 2:2 is 1:1. So we will use 1:1. Now let us say how quickly you can tell me what will be the ratio for R. Very good. It will be 3:1. Right? इसका opposite हो जाएगा. 3:1. So once again, you know x1, y1, you know x2, y2, you know mn. Now you know it for 3 different cases. So you will apply the section formula 3 times. Nothing new. Question number 12 of practice set 5.2 is very similar, but it is even more high rigor. It says, now there is a line joining 2, 20, 10 and 0, 20. Doesn't matter where the endpoints are. Our logic remains same. So we have 20, 10, and we have 0, 20. Now it says 5 congruent parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 congruent parts. Why should we worry at all? We know the logic. 1 by 5, 1 by 5, 1 by 5, 1 by 5, 1 by 5. So for the first point, suppose this is P, Q, R, S. So for the first point, it will be 1 is to 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 is to 4. If this is 1 is to 4, S will be 4 is to 1. Now Q will be 3. 1 plus 1, 2 is to 1, 2, 3. 2 is to 3. When we add, it will be 5 because we are dividing the line segment into 5 equal parts. If Q is 2 is to 3, R will be 3 is to 2. Done. We know our x1, y1. We know our x2, y2. We know our m's and n's. Now we have to apply the section formula, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times. Last part of the chapter, which is good to know. It is not even tested in the textbook itself, and highly unlikely that anyone will ask you any question regarding this in the board exam. But yes, questions can be there related to this in the exams that you appear, the other exams that you may appear, scholarship exams and other exams. And the concept is external division. Till now, what we have seen is there is a line. And there is a point, or there are multiple points on the line segment between the endpoints which divide the line segment. Now, because this point is between the endpoints, this kind of division is called internal division. External division is a different situation. When we say external division, this is what we will have. We will have a line segment, say AB, and there will be a point P which is outside the endpoints, not between the endpoints. It will be beyond the endpoints. Either it will be beyond B or it will be beyond A. Doesn't matter. In case of internal division, we are taking the ratio AP by BP. Here also, the ratio will be same, AP by BP. But here, AP is more than the line segment, BP is outside the line segment. So how can we find out the coordinates of the point P? If we know the coordinates of point A and point B. That is what external division is, and this can also be found out by using section formula and some basic arithmetic. Let us see how to do this. Taking the example which is given on the last page of the chapter, the last page of the exercise here on page number 115, there is a box which is called for more information. It says, it's an example. In this example, there is a line segment joining the points -4, 6 and 5, 10. And there is a point P which divides the line in the ratio 3:1, but not internally, but externally. 3:1 externally. Now 3 is more than 1, that means वो B के उस तरफ है, मान लिया, बड़ा है ना, वो लंबा है ना, 3:1. अगर हम P को A के लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में रखते, then it cannot be 3:1. Because 3 is greater than 1, because the numerator is greater than the denominator, we have kept the point P on the right hand side. So what here it means is AP by BP equals to 3:1. So if we take the entire AP as 3K and we take BP as K, we can take X and Y also, but we use X and Y for the coordinates. That is why we are taking K, and this is 3K. Clearly, AB will be AP minus BP, which is 3K minus K, which is 2K. This is what is not written in the textbook. AP minus BP. AB equals to AP minus BP, which is 3K minus K equals to 2K. Why are we doing this? Because section formula tells us about the coordinates of the point which is between two other points. So AB is 2K. Now the ratio is, if we find out the ratio of AB and BP, it is 2K divided by K. K divided by K is 1, that is 2:1. Now we can use the section formula, where this is our X, this is our X1, Y1, this is our Y, this is our X2, Y2. Our M is 2, our N is 1. We can find X2 and Y2 using the section formula. This is what external division is. Please try find the coordinates of P for this, at least this one question, for us to know that yes, we have understood this. Do it, not now, do it after the class, share it with me. As part of homework, we will complete the notes. So your notes should include midpoint formula, centroid formula. You will complete all the example questions leading to practice set 5.2, and you will complete the exercise 5.2. Complete it by tomorrow night so that we can study once again on Friday or Saturday. Friday we are not having a class. We will have and Saturday also we are not going to have a class, I guess. No, we will have the class in the morning. Afternoon we have the test. That is it.